Hello, is this thing on? Who did my hair tonight? Who did my hair tonight? What? Oh boy, I'm getting the dog riled up. Hello. I'm just checking out the final, final getting ready for tonight. Hello, everyone. Who is all here? Everybody's here. You guys were all hanging out in the damn parking lot tailgating. Who brought the rapture? That's a favorite tailgating drink in Tulsa. Mark is here. Mr. Weapon is here. Thank Zeus for books. Mike and Mark and Mike and Mike and Mark and Jesse. And we got Jesse that showed up into here. Hello. And Mr. Weapon and Mitch, who's actually early for once because he knows I'm going to talk about Rapture Brewing and Rapture Publishing. So he knows it's on deck. He knows it's going to happen. Einar, good to see you. Kevin, hello. Mitch, you knocked it out of the park with your cover on Tyler's chapbook. I'm going to talk about Tyler too. Tyler Jones, good old Tyler Jones. What do we got? So much to talk about this week. Jeff, Dragon Rebound posts, Fable Stick editions, Rapture Publishings. Helene, yes. Fracassi D7, Shortwave. Earthling, Night of Long Knives, and Thunderstorm. You got a lot of stuff on deck, Kevin. I don't know if I got all of that. We'll get to it. That's fine. Glenn Rolfe for Cassie's intro. Yeah, I saw that. Horrible Lutsky's news. I'll be pouring one out tonight. Yes, that definitely was on deck. Centipede Press schedule released. Alice next weekend. Salem's Lot. Yeah, you got it all. You should do my show prep, Kevin. I should just have you like inbox me with that list of stuff. I mean, most of the stuff there. I haven't been following the Dragon Rebound, but they're like teasing new posts. But that Fable Stick editions, man, Fableistic, Fable, whatever it is, that's a big player in the fine press game from a very wild source. I think if we're talking asteroids in the small publishing world, that's a planet killer. I think there's a lot of potential with what is it? Fable Stick, Fableistic. Yeah, it came up out of nowhere. I was invited to join. I joined. I didn't follow after that. Sometimes I'll join things if people send me stuff and I'm just like, hey, if this person thinks I might be interested, they kind of know me, I'll hop over there and it doesn't hurt. I know how small a thing it can be to me to subscribe to something, but how big to that person it might feel to get those subscribers. So I'll try to support in that way. And I learned that Fableistic is a big five publisher. Big boom. They got bank, man. They got a war chest that few other small publishers can fight, and they got a lot of rights to a lot of titles. It's big in the small press world. It's a big fish coming to eat all the other little fishies. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I think, there are a lot of presses I am rooting for and I want to succeed. And I'm not happy that there could be this sort of a deep pocket type competitor out there. Howdy, Jay Stones. Good to see you. Max Verstappen. Mark, I have to mention everything, Tyler. The Pizza Giraffe is here. Good to see you. Tim's here. It's terrific. Good to see you. Number one's here. David Perry's here. Stephen Wayne Allison Jr.'s here. I'm just so anxious for my Jeff Word fix. Yeah, you got a lot of that great stuff. I have Manos is here. Russell's here. Good to see you, Russell. Hope you're doing well, man. You're my thoughts all the time. Hope you're okay. and you're comfortable. Yeah, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So they're coming out with public domain material. That's fine. It's just going to be interesting to watch, and you know, I don't know. It's like it'll be interesting to I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm very curious to see how this will all play out. It could be an experiment from a big five that's, whatever. Jason Murphy's here. Hello. Wait, who owns? Not interested. You take it on the run, baby. That's the only way you want it, baby. Been waiting all week for this. Thank you. Thank you. A huge gamble. I don't think it's a gamble. I think they got deep pockets. We're here. Canada is here. India is here. Sabbath is here. I don't know if India is here. I don't even know if Canada is here. Sabbath is here. Sabbath is Philip Fricassi's Sabbath. Oh my goodness. Yes. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I think there's a lot to buy too. That slipcase I got to get. Tyler, if you're out there and you're around and you're tuned in, don't send me my 4 books until I get that slipcase ordered, because that'll be just stupid for me to get the books without the slipcase. If you didn't get the Tyler Jones set, you got to get the set. 4 books. Tyler Jones is awesome. He's got a lot of great stuff. And, for example, I don't know if you saw my video, but this is, you can get this, you can have this, you can hold this, and I did a review on it. Now, I don't like doing reviews, and I think I wrote about it in the description. I don't like doing reviews because basically, what do you want to know? You want to know if it's a good book. Does this person think it's a good book? How many stars would they give it? Are they raving? And like, that's a 20-second video, I think. I love the book. It's a 5-star read. I really think you should get it. You're going to like it. It's going to make you feel things. And what else do you need to know? I know that's lame. I know. I'm very aware. I know people make things off of reviews. They are, they make an art of it. But I'm a weird animal because I don't want to spoil anything. Like, there are things that happen right away in this. Like, I don't even want to tell you what happens to the main character in this book right away, basically. Like, you're reading it and then boom, it's something really, really bad. And you're spoiled then if I tell you that he's dealing with something the rest of the book. Like even there, I just said that and I feel bad. I don't know. I think you got to sell a book that you believe in. You got to push the book, and you got to give people something to go on. And I know Dust Jacket Copy can kind of give those plot points away. I'm just a lot stingier. Let me check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket, what do you got for me today? Magic Duff Bucket, what do you got? You got one of these milk stouts. Now, I should be drinking a Rapture. I'm supposed to be getting resupplied with some Rapture. That's the sitch. That's the situation. I'm drinking some Left Hand Brewing milk stout. I don't know. It feels like I should be having a Rapture right now. I don't know. It just feels like it. Take it on the run, baby. If that's the way you want it, baby. Yeah, I know this song. Oh, I know this song. Now I'm less interested in a fable, whatever. Sending my funds to Mitch's attempt to conquer the world. Oh, he's going to conquer the world. Hello, Alexia. That's the thing. But here's the thing. I also don't want to chill any sort of enthusiasm. If they do a book that jazzes you, there are some advantages to a publisher like that. Somebody with deep pockets who can who has the resources to really put a lot of beautiful stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're not holding back on the materials because they can do it, you might get better value for your money if they can sell it at a more reasonable price. So that's the thing. That's what I don't like about it, and that's what I like about it. And I'm you know what? I'm a free market capitalist. So if you want to go out and buy these things, have at it. Or not, or vote with your dollars. And if the market is like, hey, we don't agree with this sort of approach, we're not vibing with it. I'm just like, if Fableistic, let's just say they did, fatalistic. It sounds like fatalistic. If they did a Philip Fracassi book, would I buy? Yeah, I'd buy it. I don't even need to finish the thought. Yeah, I'm buying it. Of course, Tyler Jones, Chad Lutsky. Now, we got to talk about Chad. I grabbed the new release from Chiroterra Press. That's good. I'm glad you did. Uh-oh. Wait a second. What a successfully connect. Wait, what is going on? There's something in the comment here. Hold on. Great point, Tim. Let's see what Tim said. A Big Five publisher owned fine press publishing house may not have access to anyone under contract with other Big Five competitors. Other small press publishers aren't that kind of. That's a good point. That is a good point. So now I know why people are agreeing with you. Night Along Knives is 5 stars. Yes. I suck at reviews. Most of the time, I'm like, just read it. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. Just like, that's it. Right. Yep. Yeah, me too, Jesse. I just say read it. I can never write what I want to tell people. Rapture is coming soon, Jeff. Hoping to get it to you by next live. That'd be great. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. Chat disconnected. Oh, please wait. Okay, the chat disconnected. Was there interruption in service? I hope not. In my last email to Tyler, I mentioned SST being a good possible publisher for him. Paul Fry did respond to my tactful solicitation and said he would check out Tyler's work. Let's hope it happens. Yes. Also, it will hoard any authors signed to their Big Five imprint. Yes. My comments keep disconnecting. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. It said the chat broke. The chat broke. Maybe the Big Five shut me down. I don't know. SST is excellent, so that would be great. Yeah, SST, Tyler Jones, Philip Fracassi. I think we did ask for Blake Crouch to get the Wayward Pines trilogy done by somebody who actually gives a shit about the book, about any book. I went to a concert last Saturday night and now hungover and sore as hell. No, Sean, you didn't party hard until you didn't have any life left in you. You would not be like that. You would not party hard. Sean. Went to a party last Saturday night. I got in a fight. It ain't no big thing. Oh God, did you get into some scotch? You know he did. He got into some scotch. And drank it up. But the chat's back up, so I don't know if anybody's gonna have a problem with that. But yes, we need a Chad Lutsky SST bundle. And you know why? Book Club was great last week. I have one thing to say. Mountain Dew. Oh, you guys got to watch the. It's on for all paid members on the Patreon. You can see the Book Club chat we had. And I was joined by a few people. So Lance was one of them. Mike, John Fahey, Mitch, Patty. I hope I'm not missing anybody, but I might be. I was there. Chad was there. Chad Lutsky was there. We talked about Bruised on a Butterfly, which is an excellent book. Excellent book. I think Chad Lutsky's books are getting better and better. Like, I love him more and more, and that's not to say I didn't think they were excellent before. He's a great writer. He I I don't know what else to say. If you read my homage to him in the newsletter, then you know what I think of the guy. I think he's tremendous. He's a tremendous talent. But near the end of the book club discussion, he said, and the way what he said really made me feel like shit, because he's like, "Yeah, I haven't written all year. I haven't written anything all year." And if you do the math, tomorrow's the 10th month in a 12-month year. You know what I'm saying? We're there. So he hasn't written anything all year. And he told his Patreon that he's hanging it up. He's not going to write anymore. He had a good run. I'm like, that's not true. You did not have a good run because you didn't even stretch your legs, man. And I say that not as a diss to his writing. Like, he's had a good run. He's had a great run. But like, not his reputation has not had a great run. His reputation needs to match his talent. He needs to be on more bookshelves, more top of mind discussions. But why I felt even worse when he said he mentioned on his Patreon is that I think I'm subscribed to his free level on his Patreon, and I didn't know. He said it, and that to me brought it home. Like, am I really supporting Chad Lutzke as much as I should be supporting Chad Lutzke? If he revealed this, and I didn't know until he dropped it on the book club chat, it just killed me. It really did. And I'm like, it can't happen. We've got to, the guy's got to get. So I would encourage everybody here to go to Chad Lutzke's website. What is it? What is the Chad Lutzke website? It's here is the Chad Lutzke website. And it is chadlutzke.com. That's crazy, isn't it? That's a crazy thing for the guy to name his website. Chad Lutzke, the online home of Chad Lutzke. And he's got all these books. You can get The Bed Makers, Bruises, Street Bastard. I think that he's a book he wrote about me. Street Bastard, How the Skin Sheds. So now I'm looking at Street Bastards. Didn't read it. 3 Mile Smile. Didn't read that. Spinal Remains, Cannibal Creator, Foster Home and Flies. I didn't read Stirring the Sheets. I didn't read Wallflower. There's a lot I need to get and I need to buy and I need to read. I read Skullface Boy. Love it. Slow Burn on Riverside. Badass. There's some I have. Like, I have The Pale White. The Pale White, which is another book he wrote about me. And I would, I have that, but I didn't read it yet. So get over there. He's got upcoming work. He's like a short story and on unannounced, and a short story and an unannounced. So I liked saying it like that. I did. Unannounced. I'm sure that's really annoying, but I would say go over there, get one or two or all the books you don't have by him. Show him the love. Show him that his work matters and his voice matters, and we need him in the world. We need authors like him. And like this, when he said that, I just got even more pissed off at Richard Chizmar. This is a guy who's just pimping his work with no love for his work, and he gets a mid-6-figure deal, and his son gets a boost up in the publishing world because of his daddy and his daddy's relationship to Stevie. And it all just pisses me off and makes me sick. I used to be a guy who believed that the harder you work, the fairer the world became, the more just the world became, that you would be rewarded by your efforts. Your efforts would equal your outcomes. And it's just a load of fairy tale bullshit when some people are just handed the king's keys to the kingdom. And other people, like Chad, have to pimp all his own work, uphill battle while he writes it, and he still doesn't get paid. He didn't get paid for Bruises on a Butterfly. That asshole got a mid-6-figure deal. Oh my God. And he writes an amazing book that Cemetery Dance does. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh, hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Crisis mode. I forgot to plug the beast in, and bam, crisis averted. Wow, my battery said we're dying, Jeff. We're dying. We're losing it. We're going down. The shields won't hold. Like Scotty. No one to beam me up or down. And it was going to shut down, but I got that plug in there. See, maybe that's the universe telling me like your blood pressure is what it is, Jeff, and you don't want to die live. You don't want to die live. So yes, book club. Yes. I hope Chad gets his muse back. It's not his muse. It's like, yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with his muse. Yeah, I left the book club sad. I know. Yeah. So I think that it was a gut punch, man. I was gutted. All the wind came out of me. I don't think he's gonna quit. Sean and I bonded for life after our hungover fest setup day. The man saw me puke while driving. That's a special kind of bond. And I would also say that ties into the Mountain Dew that Lance was talking about. So go watch the book club. Also, you guys didn't set up shit, Mitch. I was there the next day. That place was dusty AF. And some of the folding chairs were unfolded, but none of the desks were up. None of the tables were up. There was farm equipment in front of the door. Oh, so you drove and puked and now you're bonded. But Bruises was an excellent and touching book. You need to do your book clubs on weekends so I can join. Oh, okay. All right. I will see what I can do. I was sad about the news also, but I heard a glimmer of hope when he mentioned the one book he wrote with one of his friends that he might eventually try to publish. I know. Curious how much of Chad's motivation to hang it up had to do with the business side of small press. Yes. I mean, I guarantee it wasn't his muse. It's just you're fighting and fighting and fighting and you're scraping and you're not seeing that return, Like it's not easy to make a living as a writer, author. Like Paul Tremblay shared that his most popular, famous book, Head Full of Ghosts, made him $75,000. That's a lot of money. That's great money. If you wrote one book a year and you made $75,000 each time, that's a decent living, right? You could make a living on that. A lot of people make do with less. All depends on where you live and how much you eat and how many kids you got and all that stuff. I mean, that does factor in. You're not jet setting around the world on 75 grand. And then, yes, if you write 2 books in a year and each book gets 75, so you could see that. But he still teaches. Like he still has a day job. A lot of people do. And it just tears your heart out when you give your heart to a book. And could you just, I mean, and there are many authors, and I'm not going to name them because I'm not an asshole. Yeah, I'm not that big of an asshole. But there are many authors who should just goddamn hang it up. They're not good. They get hyped, they get repped, they get published, they get money, and they just are not good. And I don't know. The books I love add to my thinking, add to my perspective, make me feel like I've experienced something new. If I'm reading a book and it feels like a goddamn haunted house attraction that I went to, I will say Marlowe was like that for me. Like Like if I feel like somebody's going, ooh, there's a creepy girl over there. What's she doing? Ah, like that's the extent. Like this is real scary. She made a scary face. This is it was just it was, and I understand that works what doesn't work for me may very well work for other people. And um Marla is probably, I know Mike likes it. Mike likes Jonathan Jansen. Great. I don't judge. I mean, it just didn't do it, like, and Chad rises to that level. Chad Lutsky with his stories. Like we were talking about Bruises on a Butterfly, and there are so many ways you could slice that very small, short story. It's a short story. You could read it in an afternoon if you're more focused and than I am. But even still, you could slice. You could say what you think it meant, what what the intention of Lutsky is when he wrote it, and it has layers, and it makes you think, and it makes you feel the impact of those vulnerable years and growing up and all that. And that sucks to lose a voice like that. To get something to just that light, it just gets dimmer. The world gets dimmer, you know. And yeah, and I think he has a very unique voice, very unique. And I understand that can be a challenge if you have a very unique voice. I think Brian James Freeman's another one who has a unique voice, and if you just don't tune into that frequency, you don't dig it. Maybe you have a niche of an audience that, but I think if Chad was exposed to more people, Chad, just expose yourself to more people, then that, it is still a sliver of the population. But if so many more people know about him, then that sliver gets bigger and he can make a living on it. He should be able to, I'm going to have to read Bruises. Yeah, it's excellent. Chizz will get what he deserves. I hope so. Anyone with a line to Tyler know if he's mailed out the first of his deluxe volumes? I ordered in June, but haven't. I don't think so. Your question was probably answered because I wasn't reading the things, but I don't think so. I haven't got mine. So let us have our bond. Just finished A Foster Home and Flies, and it was amazing. I bought 2 more books today. Jeff has the plug. I did. I had the plug. But it's not. This is my real hair. It's not a plug. I'm not wearing hair plugs like Biden. But A Foster Home and Flies is excellent, and Skullface Boy is a good book. If you liked A Foster Home and Flies, you should read Skullface Boy. It's more sorrowful, but not as horrific. I don't recall it being horrific. It's sad though. He doesn't have them yet. Yeah. Bro, you should have seen it when we got there that day. It was full of farm shit. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to trust you. We were hungover rock stars. Let us have our fun. I mean, okay, that's fine if it was bad, but it was still bad when Beef Daddy got there, and Beef Daddy was hungover AF. And I still helped you MC the goddamn thing. Man, that was rough. That was rough. I think I still have a headache from that. Yeah, he didn't have his bib on. Sean didn't burp you. Oh man. We are 2 for 3 for the book club. Last 2 books were great. First book was kind of meh, but still fun to discuss. Yeah, The Store. Now I got to decide on what the next book is. I think on the Patreon I'm going to put up a poll, and everybody can weigh in on what they would want to read for the third book, for the next book club book. Because yes, No One Is Safe, Bruises on a Butterfly. I'm thinking maybe Stinger, because I'm going to talk about Stinger tonight. Stinger, Oracle, incidents around the house. I don't know. I'll put a few up there, and whoever wins, and then we'll do that. Yeah. So I didn't think of that. I didn't read Bruises on a Butterfly yet. Hence, me and my comedy stylings had to stay away. I read Bruises at the same time that I read Boy's Life, and I saw a lot of parallels. Yeah. Damn, if I would have known Bruises was a fast read, I would have tried to read it last week so I could have joined the club. Yeah, it's a very thin book. I got it on my shelf. It's away now. It's very thin and generous margins. I mean, it's like it took me a few sittings because I just read in little sips of the day. But in case if you what Tyler said books were going out in October if everything goes well. Okay. Hello all. Hey Anthony, I missed 2 weeks in a row. Now I'm running late. That's fine. There's no. As readers, write your favorite authors to praise them and keep them healthy. Yes. Encourage them as much as they want. What's the best way to support Lutsky? His site points to Amazon. Sorry if that was already discussed. If you go to his site and he's pointing you to Amazon, you go to Amazon. I think, though, if you go to Amazon via his link, he'll get like an affiliate kickback, perhaps. So that's a little secret. If I link to something on Amazon, I'm trying to get if you buy there, I'm trying to get Amazon to kick some money back to me. And in fact, if you go to Amazon through that link and you don't buy what I link to and you buy something else, I'll still get an affiliate. Like they give me a little thank you for sending you there. And I'm talking about a very little thank you. So if he's sending you to Amazon, he wants you to use his link. So most of them are paperbacks. I wouldn't recommend Amazon for hardcovers unless it's the only book you can get and it's only out in a hardcover. And in that case, I'd encourage you to order until you get an undamaged copy. Make them send or refund your money, whatever. Can I suggest Melfi for a book club release? Okay. You were a hungover rock star too. I'll be real, just not on Sean and I's level, obvi. No, I did. I was in a bad way, but I dragged myself up from death. I really did, Mitch. You don't even understand the terror I felt at 8 a.m. when you wrote to me, hey, if you could be ready by 9, that would be clutch. And then I thought, I can't sit this out. I am not a guest. I cannot. And it was awesome. It was. I'd be up for any of those books, but anything Malfi would be my vote. Oh, look at this. We might get a Malfi in there. Stinger would be great. I haven't read that one yet. Incidents, definitely. Oh, it's a brawl. I support that. Jeff needs to read him. Oracle, Stinger, then Incidents in that order. Just because I need to read more Malfi. In case anyone didn't hear, Pete Rose died. Yes, I saw that. Pete Rose, who was slandered and shamed mercilessly for gambling, and he didn't even do like gamble on his own games or whatever. And I think they overdid his cancellation. It was cruel, I think. Anyone else getting Alice next week? I think I might be. If this was just for Beef Daddy, no, I probably wouldn't. But I think I might be. Ugh. I should have an on-site stylist do my hair and then say, like, why? Why do you want me to do your hair? Yes. Malfi, I'll allow it. Actually, he did on Reds games. He admitted, he did bet on Reds games. Oh, he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. I would be up for some Malfi. I have not been disappointed. Okay. All right. Well, what book of Malfi's would you recommend? And I will say, okay, let's do it. Let's make it a Malfi. What Malfi book would you recommend? Because I got to order it. I only have one Malfi book, and it is signed, and that is We should have left well enough alone. It was a collection of stories. So, and I've had the guy on, I've talked to the guy twice. It was 3 times maybe. Holy shit. Mitch and me. No, that was Tyler Jones. Well, he was there at Fracassi Fest. I've been on the other end of a Zoom call with that guy a few times. So yes, let's make it Amalfi. I'm way overdue for Ronald Malfi. I've been kind of not doing the Malfi because I am not currently taking on any new authors. But I will. Let's make it Amalfi. Done. That was easy. I just read Blackmouth and loved it. They Lurk or Small Town Horrors because they're both on my TBR. The Narrows is new. Oh, man, let's think. Come With Me is a great start. Let's do his latest trade, Small Town Horror. Small Town Horror. Small Town Horror it is. That's it. Small Town Horror. I'm writing it down. Once it's written down completely, it's over. Small Town Horro. Anyone else getting the second release from that new publisher, Rapture? Small Town Horror is great. They Lurk would be fun. Lots to talk about. Small Town Horror it is. It's done. Jeff, he's for the people. Jeff Word 24. It'll be Jeff Word 25. I almost had a panic attack right there. I'll probably pass. What? Oh. Yes. That announcement, if you did not sign up for the Rapture newsletter, you should sign up for the Rapture newsletter because there's a newsletter coming tomorrow. And it will have the next chapbook, which is Tyler Jones, Carved in Salt. Now, Mitch, are you matching numbers? I don't remember what that was, man, because a lot of people got Witch Tree. And I got number 5 Witch Tree, Mitch. Mitch. Witch Mitch. Maybe number 5, Carved in Salt. Tyler Jones. What's my Tyler Jones number? Do I have a Tyler Jones number? I got to work on that. Philip Fracassi 555 and 555. Those are my PFs. Kevin bailed my sorry ass out with the number 5. In fact, I got a book in the mail from Philip Fracassi inscribed to me, and he wrote the number 5 in there. That was a fun touch. Much appreciated. Philip is amazing. He's a genius. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, you guys know that. He's a genius. Like, that's why, like, I see, like when you see Dark Regions Press fold up and close up, then you start to think, wow, Cemetery Dance will, and what if these other small presses that I actually love close up, So when you see Chad Lutsky, an author you adore, close up shop, not you, me, but you should too, then it makes you aware that, wow, other authors, it sort of puts that in the conversation, in your vibration. It puts it you start to worry that you're going to manifest more disasters because you sat there and you thought about Chad Lutsky walking away. What if Philip Fracassi walks away too? What if all the authors you love walk away? What if Chad is just the first of the authors you love walking away? It makes you scared. You're like, damn, we can't have another one. We can't even have Chad do that. Like, we need them all to stay where they are. Like, I wish I was a billionaire. I don't have the mentality, maybe. I'm too much of a noob, a dumbass. But if I could be a billionaire, I would start up, like, I would reach out to authors secretly. If you've ever gotten a rave review from me, I got to come up with something beyond a 5-star. If I ever give you that rating and I'll reach out and I'm like, here's what I'll do. Well, then you just be a publisher, right? You give people advances. I would open up a publishing house. I would do it myself. And I would keep these authors on deck, and I would publish at a loss if I had to. Of course, if you're a billionaire, you write that shit off. Then you publish other authors that are just like, you know, they have that wide audience and blah, blah, blah. But then you get your pet authors and your authors. You're like, no, these are the crew that need to be preserved. And I will lose money on these authors. I would lose money if it came down to it, but it wouldn't come down to it because I'd be a billionaire and I would have a marketing staff pushing the books. I would say, you know what, Philip, you sit at that keyboard, you do me 1 or 2 books a year, and I will give you X number of dollars. Whatever you do with the rest of your time's yours. Like you could write 8 books a year, but I'm gonna give you a living on that 1 book a year. Same with you, Chad Lutzke. Same with you, Tyler Jones. Same with you, Keelan Patrick Burke, and oh my God, how many more that really are underrated, underrepresented, and deserve to be preserved. That's what I would love to do. And you could have another big 5 trade publication. You know what? And if you're like, I don't need this contract with Jeff, I'm making it on my own with this. Fine. I'm just going to keep you going. You don't have to worry about marketing. You don't have to worry about book tours. We're gonna hook it all up. I'd have a package. You get a package. You do a book. If you want to do a book tour, here you go. Here's the. I'll fund your. I'll fund 7 stops. That would be amazing. And I'm able to discern the authors who need to be preserved and the ones that are like, I'll just let that flame die. I'm just going to let that one putter out. Oh, yeah, you know what? I only take on 5 authors for this little like sort of subsidy. Sorry, good luck with your career. Some authors, what am I missing? What do we got? Oh yeah, I have the Narrows on its way. Thanks for reminding me, Kevin. I've already got a leg up. Read it not too long ago. Mitch, it's personal, right? Because of that time after class by the bike rack. I'm number 5. Oh, damn it. Damn it, Kevin. Kevin, you're number 5 with Philip. Don't believe him. Have a letter and number. Want matched, brother Mitch. Oh, he'll do it. He'll have to. I'll take my matching number and letter if we are doing that. See what I did? I'll sell domains and fine press numbers. That's a good racket, Kevin. You buy the domain names, then when the person gets famous and they want it. If anybody has a lettered edition of Witch Tree, William Stansel, a great, phenomenal guy, is willing to buy it off of you. He's willing to offer a lot of money for that Witch Tree lettered. So, and if anybody deserves it, he does. If anybody deserved a lettered Witch Tree, William Stansel does. He met Philip he didn't go to Fracassi Fest, which sucks. Had I known he would be ganging for one, I would have bought it and given it to him. I just don't think. But he met Philip. He was there in Nashville when I hosted that event at Parnassus. So, man, you gotta look out for William Stansel. If anybody has a lettered Witch Tree, they can part with. Oh snap! Did any of you get the bankruptcy notice? I canceled everything just in time. Got lucky. Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, no. Yeah, saw that notice. As Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. threatened me with a knife when we were packing Witch Tree, so he got number 1. Matching numbers don't really matter, but I'm glad Miller is matching my Midas number and is going to match it to Tyler's book next year. Okay, good. Yeah. I'm still trying to decipher the artwork of Tyler's carved in salt. I think it's something to do with grief plus memories plus temporary. He offered 125 in one group, I think. Wow, did he? Yeah, he messaged me telling me what he would offer for it, and I'm like, I hope one turns up. And See what you did, Mitch? You created monsters of us. Yes, you did. I looked high and low for another copy of The Lettered. The only one I have left is one I butchered when trimming it and cut my hand on the blade and got blood on the cover. It's truly one of a kind, though. I'm telling you guys, Carved in Salt is amazing. Carved in Salt. Yes. So I'm even tempted to send him my Lettered. I only have one. It's my contributor copy. It's a PC one, and I'm sorely tempted, man, because he's a great guy. I'm just hoping one turns up for him, one extra one. Yeah, it sucks, man. I wish I hate that. That's the downside of limited editions. Like I want everybody to get one, and my face looks dirty. I don't know. There's a shadow. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. Jesse, all of Tyler's work deals with grief. A lot of grief. Yes. You got to read Night of Long Knives. You have to. You have to. What else? But you also got to get this. You know this. Like I get a stack going for show and tell, you know, and I'm like, I'm going to show these books, but when I look at them, I'm like, yeah, they're, you know, you guys, I've talked about it. You've all read it. Well, not all of you, but a lot of you have the arc, and you guys know. Now, unfortunately, that was delayed a little bit, but that's fine. That's okay. It'll get there, and then maybe we can make Serafina a book club book, you know, once it's out. But again, I don't like doing that when it's only a limited edition. That's the only way it exists, you know. But I'm fairly confident Patreon supporters of mine have it, or you know, will have it. So maybe once it's out, that'll be a book club read. Yeah. This is another one you got to get. I just finished it. Family, Ian Rogers Family. It's very interesting. I will admit it was slow catching me at first. It took me a bit. I'm like, again, remember what I said earlier? Like, I want a book that gives me new thoughts, or at least gives me an experience or a view or a voice, something that doesn't feel tired. And at first, this felt very, very run of the mill. Like a family moves into a new house, and there's something weird about the house. That's Poltergeist. We've been on this, you know, haunted house story. But the thing that lost me on that was like the house is brand new. The reason Poltergeist worked was because a brand new development was on an old burial ground. And therefore the land was cursed, and it was the land, it wasn't the house. So a haunted house usually has a history. People were murdered there, or you know, there was a murderer living there. There's somebody just died there and their restless spirit never left. It's usually a place that is old, creaky, with a long history. So if you're moving into a new development, you're going to a new house and it's haunted or something's weird about it, it kind of was a stumbling block. But it clicked about, I don't know, page 150, it started to click for me. All right, we started to get to a place where I could draw some real traction, because up until then it was about a 3-star read. Like I'm like, okay, it's entertaining and it's well written and there are interesting things going on, but it didn't up that gear until later on. So I would say get the book. It's a fun Halloween read. I wouldn't give it 5 stars, but it definitely was more than 3. So I'd rest out at 4. We're going to say it's a 4-star read. So I'm going to do a book review on it, and I'll share more. I just said at the beginning of this how I hate doing book reviews because I don't like to share too much information, but I will share my thoughts. And what I did think was really interesting about how the haunted house element worked. And then, that ending. That ending. Am I right, Mitch? Mitch read it. How about that ending, Mitch? What do we got? The only one I have left. Okay. I'm telling you guys, Carbon and Salt is amazing. What do we got? Jesse. Oh, okay. Penned in Blood. That's the Tony Hawk edition. Does he have a number? Numbered. Yeah, he has a numbered. You didn't get an actual letter. Even Joshua got one, and he didn't attend. That's okay. It's a contributor copy. Oh, you finished it, Jeff? Nice. That ending was dope. Dope. It's been a few months now, but I've given up on keeping up with the limited releases. I keep an eye out for some from my preferred authors, but other than that, it would have to be pretty special. Yes, FOMO is very real and can be dangerous for the old wallet and just peace of mind. It's stressful work trying to keep up with all that garbage. That's what I love about Tyler Jones books. The first chapter punches you in the face every time. You want to get punched. No, and same with Philip Fracassi. It's like you give if an author is established and you love that author, you'll give them leeway to work to a point, to get to it. But they don't have to because they know what they're doing. They put you in a moment, they put you in a situation, and that you're like, all right, I'm back in this world. I'm in this brain wrinkle of this author, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a wild time. And I find there are a lot of authors who meander, and they think they have all the time in the world to get to a point. You don't. Tyler Jones gives no F's about your feelings. I always feel sad. Yeah. Yep. But I will say, did you read Night Along Knives? You don't feel sad at the end of that. That's I'm not going to say about the ending there, but you don't really feel sad. I mean, that's not. It's not sad. And I got to say, he's got some other unreleased work coming up. That's great. That's just great stuff. Great stuff. He's got some of that grief. He does write grief, but you know who writes aching sorrow is Chad Lutzke. Chad Lutzke writes that aching sorrow better than anyone. But Tyler Jones, grief is a flame in his characters. Grief is a flame, and it's devastating. So it's a different sort of breed of grief. Grief is grief, but there are different flavors. And Tyler sort of is fueled by it. His work is fueled by it. Next week, Centipede will have really unique take on a haunted house story. Yes, that's a good summation of family. Centipede will have Alice with the dolly art. Yep, we talked about that. Probably going to get it. Next Dune book from CP has been pushed back to November, and my wallet is happy. Yeah. First chapter punches equals Chalo. It's straight. Yes. First 3 pages. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Long Knives ending was like WTF. It was, but I think it does set up some other things that he's got in the works. Yeah, I didn't see that ending coming from Knives. Like that song 0 to 100 real quick. Yeah. Did you see the Grim Oak is doing some Dune prequels? Oh my gosh. Oh, someday I'll finish Dune. Someday, but not soon. It's a free poem for you. Speaking of Ian Rogers, I got this. I don't know why let the FOMO get to me. It was only a $25 book, 25-pound book. One of 100, and it's signed. I know Tim at It's Terrific has already done a review on it. So I gotta, well, Tim, did you spoil this in your review? Because I can't. I've seen your reviews and you don't really spoil, but you already did a review on it, and so I guess I should read it. But I have such a TBR. Such a TBR. So I've read his debut novel. This one, I didn't read Every House is Haunted, which is his collection of stories. So I didn't read that. So, Lance, yes. And thank you, Jared. I saw the Go announce regarding the Dune House books Easy Pass. Oh, the Grim Oaks, the Dune House. Yeah. Yeah, I got mine last week. Also watched Tim's review, wasn't spoiled. Okay. All right. So yeah. Maybe I should watch it. Did he rave? Was he happy? Was he happy? Because, you know, it's not going to hurt PS Publishing's feelings if he didn't. So, what else do we have to talk about? We did talk about Rapture. I'm sure you're all signed up to Mitch's newsletter. All right. The Carved in Salt's coming out tomorrow. Boom. Tyler Jones, chapbook 2. I didn't even ruin this one by writing an intro. So you get that. You should get that. Carved in Salt. I mean, that just sounds badass. That's a great title. Carved in Salt. What does that mean? Salty tears? You know, the salt of tears collected and carved over time. I don't know. Haven't actually just read the entire series from start to finish, all 672 books. Those were not particularly strong titles. I would be more interested, possibly, the Schools books. Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow, the newsletter, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Mitch. You're there. I'm reading Endurance by Alfred Shackleton. It's a really good narrative nonfiction. Nonfiction? Who has time for nonfiction? I thought Carved in Salt comes out on October 11th. Oh, perhaps I'm wrong. Okay, perhaps I'm wrong. Sorry. Do we have a firm date on Jeff Con? I think Mitch is waiting before coordinating. Well, we were talking about it. I think what we might do is Jeff Con will include Philip Fracassi and others, possibly, or it could just be like Jeff Con, but it's Fracassi Fest, and then a full-on Fracassi Fest in 26. That may be the way, but you'll get a dose of Philip. October 11th is the pre-order. Why did I think there was an announcement tomorrow? Why did I think there was something coming out tomorrow? There is an announcement. Oh, Carved in Salt instead of Carved in Stone. Okay. Oh, there is an announcement. Oh, wow. Now I'm worried I spoiled something. I always write down Tyler's info. You are on top of it, Mr. Weapon. Why was I not consulted? Well, there was no real consultation. It was just sort of a text. I mean, nothing was set in stone. Nothing was carved in salt. You know, I would think carved in sugar would be temporary. Salt could be really, it's compacted. It could be pretty sturdy, like quartz or something. I don't know. But yes, as we talked about Chad, I did that. Dark Regions Press, I'll tell you guys, I'm opening up bundle subscriptions for lettered, numbered, art print, and private Facebook group. He's telling us early. We're getting this news hours early. That's a good thing I'm glad we got the scoop here. So he's opening it up for bundle pricing. You know what that means? You do the bundle pricing, and then when he's like a gajillionaire and all of his chapbooks are, getting like $800 a piece on the secondary, your gravy train is still rolling. You're going to get all them. You're going to get them, and you're going to be locked in at a bundle price, and you're just going to be like sending your kids to college on that sweet, sweet flip bank. Flipper money. Yes. Wait till he figures out we'd pay for a Rapture beer sub too. Oh, I would. Wouldn't you? Holy cow. I would. I totally would. I'm grieving a little bit. My radio broke. I didn't mention it before, but it's weighed on me this entire time. Kevin, if I could fill cans at home, I would totally do that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Every month it'd be a monthly subscription package, or not every month, but whatever it is. You get a box in the mail. It's a chapbook and a beer. The beer ties into the chapbook. That would be that's a subscription box I would pay for. I help you keep out of the Jeff Raff. What? As an admin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in that free Facebook group, that private one. How are the fantasy numbers doing this week? Lions are tearing apart the Hawks. Sad but happy for Fracassi. So not sad. Or no, just sad. So I am kicking all the ass in fantasy this week in my league. And let's see where we're at. Ooh, I'm beating the hell out of Brandon Carr. Yeah, I'm beating him 141 to 107. He doesn't have a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. Wait a second. Oh, 21 to 7. Oh, the Hawks. Wait a second. There are 2 Monday night games. You got Tennessee and Miami. And Tennessee's doing a tepid victory there, 9 to 3. What is it, all field goals? It's lame. And then you got Detroit curb stomping the Hawks 21 to 7. But yeah, let's see if Philip Fricassi's winning. Let me see. I got to pull this up here. The league, all matchups. No. Oh man, he's done. He's done. He wouldn't have beat anybody in my league this week. Philip Fricassi's only coming in at 51 points for the week. I'm sorry, Philip. I'm sorry. That's not good. That is not good. I have a feeling Carved in Salt will contain biblical, mythological horror, but that's a non-researched gut feeling. I'm winning for second week in a row. So Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. is yeah, you'll get it. You'll win. You'll beat you're gonna beat Jason. Jason. You're gonna lose to I can't read the team name. Doing Chappies every other month. Every other month. Am I wrong to assume our lesser known authors would change for the worse if any of the big 5 publishers would publish them? No. Well, here's what would happen. If a big 5 publisher came around and said, I want to be in Lutsky business and I'm going to publish you, they might have asked for changes that would dilute his voice, perhaps. Maybe not. I don't know why a publisher wants an author that they want to change. You either want that author or you don't. And Chad Lutsky's very distinctive voice, so I don't think so. Maybe, maybe not. But then hopefully they have a contract that allows them to publish other things. So they're not like, Philip Fricassi's under contract for a couple of books from one house, but he could still write other books for others. Philip's having a bye week. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Fantasy sucked this week. Yes. Yeah, fantasy football is a tempestuous foe or friend. I mean, that's the thing. It's either, whatever. There's another little bit of news. We talked about Stinger earlier, and let me find this. Okay, so I'll share this with you. Let me pull this over here. Where are we at? I will share my screen. I'm going to share this. So this is interesting. Now, this article, I don't know. You don't have to. I could just tell you what's up. But it's Teacup showrunner explains why horror series will be 99.8% different than the book set visit. I don't know why they included that note. I don't give a shit. So apparently Megan Navarro went to the set of Teacup and had a chat. Listen to this article. Oh, I could play it. I don't want to. So writer, producer, and showrunner Ian McCullough, Yellowstone, will be the first to tell you that Teacup, upcoming horror mystery series, executive produced by James Wan, draws very little from the novel that inspired it. Stepping foot on set in Atlanta, Georgia earlier this summer only reinforced how drastically different the new series will be from its 80s action horror novel origin. So what he goes on to say is that the book is big. The book is really big. It is a huge, sprawling set. It's got helicopters. It's got a whole town. It's got all this stuff. He couldn't pull it off faithfully, so he brought the story in very close, very tight. He's very focused on just a very on a small group of people and trying to connect you with a small cast of characters instead of an entire town. So that is honest. I think you can't convey an entire town if you don't get multiple seasons, if you can't tell everybody's story. Like maybe if he had 3 seasons, if they was signed up for 3 seasons, that he could have mapped it out where he could get the scope of the story. I don't know. But I appreciate that honesty. What I didn't like was I thought he was very flip and disrespectful. So he said when he pitched it, he said, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write you a script, and it's going to be like 99.8% different from the book. If you like it, we'll do it. If you don't like it, then no harm, no foul. We won't do it. Obviously, they liked it. So they said they talked to Raymond about it before we move forward, and he read the first script and signed off on it. He signed off on it. Look, let me get this straight. If I give you Bobby Mack Siggy Sig, I get that sweet cash? Because I'd sign off on it too. Because the book, and McCullough says that very thing. He said, the book is the book. It exists. I can't change the book. You might read the book. You'll love the book. Go ahead, have at it. I'm not taking anything away from the story, the book, but I'm telling you a new story, a story based on the rules of the book. I think he kept, there's an entity, there's a force field, and he's keeping that intact, but he's not going to the whole scope, which is good. But he talks about, but what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to do a direct adaptation of the book word for word. It's not interesting to me. The book exists. It's there. I don't know if you have read the book or no, but it's big. It's what I would call maximalist horror. I mean, horror fiction. It's an entire town. It's big set pieces. It's helicopters. It's different alien things that you see. I think it came out in 88, and you could see the inspirations behind it. You could see Terminator, Alien, and The Outsiders. You can see all that stuff. To me, that dismisses the book. I didn't like that when I read it. I think it's big, it's noisy, it's inspired by aliens and Terminator. It's dated. It's from this era. Like and I don't know if he meant it like that, but it did dismissive and disrespectful. Like it wasn't like, you know, I think Robert McCammon caught something very special with the book, and I couldn't and shouldn't try to recreate that. I should try to draw from that some essence of a story that I can tell and to my with the tools I have available. That to me, I think, he goes on to say it's like a big, really great B movie. Really great B movie. That's backhanded. That's not what I do. Well, what if we made it minimalist? If we take everything out of it, does the idea still hold up? It's like when you take a big song and then they do an acoustic version. If it's still good, it's a good song. What if you take the town out of it? What if you take seeing anything out of it? Everything we've done with the show since we started, which was 2 or 3 years ago, is less is more. Less is more, less is more. He said that 3 times, which is more than he needed to. It's like once you show the shark in Jaws, you can't unshow it. Okay. So he does redeem himself a little bit by saying, hey, we stripped it down to its essence. It's like an acoustic version of a great song. If it was great when it was big and loud and twangy through the lamps, and it's still great when it's just a guy on a stage on a stool with an acoustic, then it's a great song. It's like he's going for the soul of the story. But when you say you're changing 99.8% of it, that's like you're saying, I guess if you're saying that 0.2% is the soul of it, I just like to think that has a bigger slice. So, but that said, I would always look at film adaptations as their own thing. Free to go that way. You're free to view it. I also I'm glad Robert McCammon got paid and this new thing exists and people are like, oh, what's it based on? But now with articles like that, if somebody's like, oh, I loved Teacup, that was awesome. And then they read an article where it's like, yeah, it's just barely based on the book. That won't translate to sales because like, oh, okay. So it's like they didn't even take the title. It's like, okay, I don't need to read the book because it's so different. They're telling me it's so different. If I love the series, I don't need to read the book. Because if you hate the series, you wouldn't want to read the book anyway. Oh, this is based on Stinger? Oh, I'm going to stay the hell away from that. You're not going to do a spite read. You're not, unless you're me. I'm going to do a spite review this week. I'm going to review Girl on a Porch. Girl on the Porch. I'm going to do a brutal review of that book. I'm trying to balance out the universe. If Chad Lutzke is bowing out and Richard Chizmar is going strong, I have to do everything in my power to keep Chad Lutzke alive and to torpedo Richard Chizmar. Maybe at Jeff Con we'll have a dunk tank with a Richard Chizmar dummy in there. And you throw like a bowling ball. Or you just go up and punch the thing. I want a guaranteed dunking, They did the same thing with Under the Dome. Yeah, I know. You still got a shot, Jason. Indie publishers are very important then. That was sort of my point. Yeah. Jeff, we need a top 10 horror movies list from you. Okay, I could do a top 10. I mean, books are my bag. I could tell you what horror movies I like, but 2.2%. What the hell is even that? I added the hell. A character's name? I know. This is the problem with modern showrunners. They ignore the source material and just make whatever they want. And more often than not, try to modernize it. I know. If you're not watching, from what are you even doing? And Strange Darling was the best movie I have ever seen. Oh, From. Oh, From. I saw that. I saw a preview from that. It looks awesome. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. I think you're right. The Thicket by Lansdale is finally streaming. You can rent it. Lansdale's pretty happy with it. Yeah, I got to see that. Latest Thunderstorm release has a Philip Fracassi story introduction and signature in it. A Body of Evidence by Glenn Rolfe. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're a Fracassi signature completist, you have to go to Thunderstorm and get that book because it has a SIG in it. So you got to do it up. Well, I'm going for an MRI tomorrow at 8. So I'm going to get some sleep. Get some sleep, Russell. Oh my God. Just get some sleep, get some rest. Stay well, man. Stay well. And yeah, good luck. And I hope everything goes well for you, man. Yeah, his mind glitched and he started singing Less is More. Yeah. Good luck, Russell. Hope you're feeling better soon. Yes. Review on a girl on a porch, puke in a Mountain Dew bottle. Lung cheese. Hopefully, we will stop getting emails on October 22nd from CD about memorials. It's supposed to be published on that date. Yeah. Yeah. We need a fan to go after Chiz in a similar fashion. No, not going to say anything like that, but I got your point. I picked up the two first edition McCammons this week, mine and Mystery Walk, building my stack to take to Bama. Yes, that's great. You can get probably Boy's Life for cheap too. First edition Boy's Life. Get that book club edition of Stinger. I'm even happier now that I got that and I can get him to sign it. But I will say, like I said, I do respect the artistic, the understanding of the limitations of film, because there are limitations. It's a whole different. You need different. You need something different than a good book. A book is amazing, but you can't ever capture a book on film. You can't do it. It can't be done. It has been done to varying degrees of success and some really well, but very rarely as good as the book. Very rarely. Unless you're somebody who doesn't have a good imagination. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm not making fun of anyone. But if you don't have a really good imagination, or at least a good, mental home theater, the book's not going to do it for you then, because you can't visualize it yourself. So it does matter. If you need someone else to visualize it for you because you're just not good at translating the written word into a feeling or an emotion or anything like that, then yeah, I could see maybe for you a movie. Nobody here would have that reaction because you're all readers for a reason. We should send Chiz a case of Mountain Dew. Already have Boys Life. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, nice find for 2 first editions and a first Wolf's Hour. You got the paperback. I did the same thing. I got a Wolf's Hour paperback up there that I brought. Gone with the Wind was only good in movie form. Okay. Well, so there are exceptions. I think Fight Club, Polinick said that he preferred the movie to his book. He liked the way it ended. WH might be my favorite. WH Wolf's Hour might be my favorite. Okay. It's definitely the one I've read the most times. Yes, Wolf's Hour. I got to read that again. Oh, there's a lot of humidity in my house, and it's really hot here, Tennessee. So I'm getting a little puffy headedness going on. So yeah, we talked about Dark Regions Press. I'll just talk about that briefly. People are getting letters from a lawyer. So apparently, Dark Regions Press has officially It is now confirmed, filed for bankruptcy. You are not getting your books. I don't think anybody was sitting there holding out too much hope that they were getting books, but you're not getting books. They're not coming. And you're probably not getting money. But a lot of people are like, maybe what's the point in fighting for it? And I think Sean Lynch, or was it you who pointed that out? Tim pointed out that if nobody fights, then they get out of it a lot easier. Should at least give Chris Morey some grief. And I understand, probably not his choice to go bankrupt. Probably not his choice to fail like that on a public stage. But he was taking money. He probably knew what the hell was going on, and he kept taking money. He took money for books he didn't even buy, is my understanding. He was taking like Suntup edition bundle money. He was promising Suntup bundles, and he never ordered the books. And I could be wrong about the publisher, so forgive me if I got a fact wrong. But the truth of the matter is, he was taking money in bad faith. It's not like he was making an honest attempt at that point. He was probably just trying to get some cash flow pumped in, trying to make it to the next thing, and then just ran out and done. So, no, I have a hardback Wolf's Hour. Found it for $125. Wow. So, did you get the UK edition? It would have to be. It's a Grafton edition. Okay. Hey, how do you all feel about the reverse adaptation, the novelization of an existing movie? I was looking at picking up X, but not sure if it will add to the movie. Yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. I got the Jeff Strand novelization of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Have not read it yet. And Chad Lutzke was talking about writing novelizations. He's got something going. So I like it. I would have more faith in a novelization going to new places and worthwhile places than a film adaptation of a novel. So, thumbs up from me. How are you taking care of your books with that humidity, Jeff? Being in Norway, I don't have that problem, but would like to know. I got dehumidifier running. It's not running now, but it'll be running once I'm off. And it goes all the time. It brings the humidity in the room. It's right next to the bookshelves. It brings it down. But yeah, right now it's, I'm gonna go for another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna bail out the books, give them a break. But yes, what's up, Scully Pop, man? Emerald Wonderland, you're an auditory genius, Scully. I don't say that enough. I don't leave enough comments on your channel. Check out Scully. Oh my god, guy's amazing talent. We gotta anyway, Scully. Speaking of wolves, have to take Loki out. Oh, take it easy, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Don't get stabby. About to hit at a no signal area. Ben, great hanging out. Oh man, Sean, great to see you. I'm glad you could be here. See you on the flip side. Yes, I will see you. I'm glad you pulled through your drunkenness. I did want to share this with you all. I have a UK hardcover edition of They Thirst. I got to get. That's one I got to get. I did get this hardcover. I don't know if you saw it. And I just got to share. It's a trade edition. I got it from Parnassus. And what I love is a trade edition that does an end paper game. They support this author. Great end paper game. I love it. This is a brilliant book. I'm not even kidding. One of my favorites of 24. I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom. Now, I will say I paid for a signed edition, and I think Jason's Pargin's signature game in this book was a little weak, but he was signing 2,000 copies, so I do forgive him. But that signature game's a little weak. So I am not I'm not complaining. Seriously, I'm kidding. I think I never fault an author as long as it's a legit sig, and I know it is because I bought it from the place he has a relationship with. And he did sign a bunch. He shared it on his channel. So I do have all faith is a legit signature. And once I know it's legit, I don't care about how good or bad it may appear. If we're going to judge signatures, then Josh Mallam is in trouble. I mean, if we're going to be, we're going to be honest. Matt Mahurin, who is the artist for Legion, his signature is a line. So easy to fake. How can there be copies of Serafina left? No, I don't know how. I don't even, you're asking me. Serafina, Nine of Long Knives, and Family. Just go and order all three from Paul Miller over there at Earthling. Do yourself a favor. That's three great books to read. A lot of great hours. Let's put it this way: a lot of great hours of reading is awaiting you from Earthling. Yes, 75% of the books I'm reading. Oh wait. Folio. That's gorgeous. Yeah, I think so too. Scully. Folio is doing a limited of The Hobbit. I'll pass. There's no chance of even getting a copy. Probably not. 75% of the books I'm reading come from this channel. Thank you, Jeff and crew. I'm headed off to see the Hawks can minimize their loss. All right, take it easy, Kevin. I hope your Hawks at least redeem your faith in them as much as possible. Yeah, we just wrapped up season 1 of Emerald Wonderland. We're going to publish the book for each season. That is awesome, Scully. I love hearing that. Love it. Or is that PS? Oh, that's funny. So somebody says, what's the process of a folio release with a title like that? So The Hobbit limited edition. Mr. Weapon says, you order at release and the site crashes. Or is that PS? Yes, PS Publishing is the one that tries to do the Stephen King limited edition thing and always runs into issues, and it pisses everyone off. I'm probably going to wrap up tonight with this funny little thing, and I think it's awesome, and I'm glad I can share it with you, and it's funny. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to sign off. But Richard Chismar posted that they have 3 Levidian titles on sale at Cemetery Dance for a huge markdown, and that they're to message Cemetery Dance, and they'll sell these Levidian titles at like crazy discount. I'll show it to you. And I responded to him. He wrote, Levidian sale, signed and numbered slipcase limited elsewhere for $75. Where They Wait from Scott Carson, just $60. The Dog Stars from Peter Heller, now just $50. Email Cemetery Dance to order. And I wrote, what if I buy a copy of Memorials? Oh, wait, can you see that? Oh, boy. I don't even know if you can see it. I bet you couldn't even see it. That's so funny. So he writes this Levidian sale, and then I wrote, what if I buy a copy of Memorials? I wrote that right there. I wrote it right there. And he wrote, would have to be a couple. Like, does he not know who the Jeff word is? That I thought was fun. I trolled him right to his face. And I said, but what if I buy a copy of Memorials? What if I did that? And he said, would have to be a couple. So if you want Dean Koontz Elsewhere for $75, which is half price, Where They Wait for $60, which is less than half price, and The Dog Stars by Peter Heller for $50, which is a lot less than half price, then buy a couple of Memorials, email cdancepub at AOL.com and say, hey, I bought a couple of Memorials because I saw your tweet to the Jeff word. Now, I wonder if I could possibly get a free copy of the Dog Stars, for example. He has to honor it. He has to honor it. So that's my little advice to you. If you want to do that, it'll be a lot of fun. And I leave you with that. I think I'm going to cut it off now. Thumbs up. He will send you a bunch of gift certificates. Chiz has to get on the bestsellers list, right? Yeah. That's what he's doing. That's what he has to do. That's why he's doing it, which is, it's sort of the thing when both sides of the equation are wrong and you don't know who to root for because they're both assholes. But the publishers are making the authors generate their own buzz, generate their own marketing sales or their own sales, market their own work, and really hustle all on their own. Otherwise, they don't get another contract. While the publisher with all the money just sits around and sips martinis. Like, what do you do? What do you bring to the table? Are you, it should be the author writes the book and then the publisher takes it from there. They do the press, they do the promotions, they pay for your book club tour, your book tour through the country so you could sign books and get buzz going. But no, now they're like, you bring the audience, you do the sales, and we pay you. Wait, I got to write the book and market it? Yeah, basically. And if you don't get on the New York Times bestseller list, we're never going to give you another book deal. And the guy had a mid-six-figure book deal. So he's chasing that dragon now. He's got to get that money. And so he's going to pimp all as hard as he can. He's going to give you every piece of scrap paper he can find in the Cemetery Dance warehouse to get his books on the New York Times bestseller list so we can have New York Times bestselling author Richard Chizmar and Gallery Books will just be like, yeah, whatever. Is it a good book? And Richard's like, I don't know. And the gallery's like, well, we don't care. And they all laugh. Richard's like, is it a good book? I don't know. I'm not reading it. Whatever. I got on the bestseller list, didn't I? Yeah. Because you gave the people stuff they wanted instead of your book. So anyway, meeting in 4 hours. I got to stop doing this, but FOMO is real even with Jeff Rants. See y'all next week. Oh, man. All right. Well, good night, everyone. I'm going to get going and take it easy. Everybody get some sleep. Publishing houses seem to be redundant in the future. I know. Good night. So anyway, check out Scully too while you're at it. Check out It's Terrific. Check out all these publishers and all this stuff. And keep Chad Lutsky going. Keep your favorite authors going. If you believe in an author, support them as much as you can. Post a picture of their book and talk about how much you love it. Like, we all have those platforms. You can all post on Instagram, Facebook, and just spread the word that, wow, this is a really great book. Get people interested and curious. So anyway, until next week, I will see you around. It's always a great time chatting with you all, and support your authors and each other. And oh, you know what? Yes, before I go, yes. Before I go, oh boy. All right, well, this is gonna be weird. Before we go, I'm gonna just do a quick little toast. So I know there was a whole lot of shit going on with the weather this week. Got a lot of amazing messages from a lot of you asking if we were okay. I where I live is a really nice place in Tennessee, pretty insulated from extreme weather events. Very fortunate, very blessed. But for a lot of people in Florida, they weren't. A lot of people in the Gulf. I know, Jesse, you've gone through hell in Houston. And, a lot of people are going through hell. And I'm sorry for all those people. Sorry. So if you're poured one here, this is a little bit of my favorite scotch. Thank you, Kevin and Dawn, for this. And for everyone who's going through hell, going through the storm, you're going to be better on the other side. I guarantee you are. Cheers to you. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay dry, and I will see you next week. And God willing,